Mr. Paul Brandt.
Good to see you. Sorry to keep you waiting for a minute there.
Hey, no worries. No worries whatsoever. How are you today?
I'm doing so good.
Amazing. It's great to finally meet you. I can't believe this is really cool. I've been such a fan of yours for so long. So getting to talk to you is pretty cool.
Oh, I appreciate it, Ethan. Thanks so much.
Where do I catch you here today? Are you
I'm in the barn. So I have this 100-year-old barn that I use for my studio space, and just kind of hanging out here. I'm actually going between interviews and cutting grass out in the field right now. So it's been a real country day.
I believe that. So are you trying to space out your interviews to which you can get a couple of strips in, or are you giving yourself like a solid hour?
I had one solid hour this morning, okay. So I did get some done. It was good.
It would have been kind of cool to take this call while on the mower.
I thought about it. I actually was testing my phone to see how much Wi-Fi I had out there, and it was like, nah, it's not going to work.
That's very cool. Again, thank you so much for taking the time. How's the summer been? You've been pretty crazy busy. I see that you've been on the road. You've been doing some shows.
Yeah.
Just traveling around.
It feels so good, to be able to be back out again. We just finished Dauphin not long ago and did the Dauphin Country Fest, and it was so great to be able to be there and see everybody. I think that the feeling that I'm getting from audiences, and I have a feeling that this will be the same on the Edmonton play, is, finally, let's get back to this again, So that's been really cool. And I mean, there's been an excitement, but there's also this spirit of just thankfulness, where it's like, man, I'm so glad that we can be out and doing this together. So yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be good. And so far, summer's been great.
It seems like so crazy that for the past 2 years, we've had something like what you do ripped away from people's lives, and how important it truly is, not only in our life, but in yours as well. Like, how amazing is it to be back up on stage in front of people and having them come back out and everything else in between? Yeah,
it's incredible. And, I think that, for me, I was talking to someone earlier today. We have a show this weekend actually in Saskatoon that we're doing. And we were doing a Zoom call similar to this. And she was like, so like, what were the last 2 years like for you? And I was like, well, I basically just locked myself in my basement like everyone else, but that's not true, really. I have been doing some writing, getting ready for new music. And then for those 2 years, we started this organization called Not in My City, and we were doing a lot of work with that. And I actually was asked to chair a task force for the government to bring, better solutions to address the issue of trafficking. And for me, like, you talk about what I do on stage, it has always been about playing for people and having fun and just like making sure that everyone can cut loose and have a good time. But it's also about taking that platform and helping to use it to make our community safer and make everyone's lives better in any way that I can. And so for me, it's kind of like seeing those two things get married again and get back out there. And that's exciting. Like, I'm just stoked to be able to be back out and playing again.
I mean, the fact that you're using your platform to do what you do on both sides of the spectrum, it just shows you how good of a person you are. And obviously everything that you stand for is coming through forward again. And the fact that we get you back at Edmonton, I think this will be airing next week. So we can call it this weekend coming up. So
that's
you're playing
awesome.
Together Again outdoor concert series, which is one of the coolest outdoor concerts I think I've ever been to, the way that they do it. And I think as an artist, you'll like this because they have that QR code where you can order beers, food, and merchandise. And then people just bring it to you. So you don't have to get up. You don't have to walk away from any shows. You just get people just bringing you merch and bringing you stuff over and over again.
It's the ultimate concert experience. They have a swipe with the QR code, and then I have to come to your table and play for you. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. But like, that's pretty full service. Yeah, on the lawnmower. Yeah, absolutely. No, it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait.
When you think about some of the songs that you've written and then the fact that you're coming up with new ones, I mean, my biggest question for you is when you come out with songs like Alberta Bound and My Heart Has a History, do you expect that to carry over for X amount of years? Or are you just thinking, here's a tune that's really close to my heart and let's see how it goes?
Yeah, one of the things that I think is really important to say, you're talking about the good person thing. And I for the longest time, I'd get on stage, and it's crazy. It's a weird feeling because I'm just a country music fan, just like everyone else who's listening right now. And you get on stage and the lights start shining and the smoke comes out and your voice is bigger than life and people start like raising their hands and they're looking up to you, right? And I really take that as a huge responsibility. And I love reminding people that I'm the guy who's out cutting grass in between interviews. You know, I'm in it just like everybody else is. And I love the fact that I get to do what I do. And I feel very grateful that people have let me do this for 25 years. But it's as big a surprise to me as it is to anyone when I have a song that's a hit. When I wrote My Heart Has a History, I never would have imagined that it would become the most played Canadian country song in history. There's just no way. You know, when I wrote Alberta Bound, I thought, they might play it on CISN and, you know, maybe on Country 105 in Calgary, but that'll be it. I mean, there were people who didn't even know what Alberta was that liked that song, even down in the States. You can't plan for that, you know? So yeah, it's been a pretty cool ride, and I'm excited to get up there and start playing all that stuff for everybody again here soon.
It's an anthem of the prairies there, Paul. I mean, I'm from Saskatchewan, born and raised, and every time we were making a trek out to West Edmonton Mall, because that's where we would trip out. That's our Mexico, basically.
Yeah.
It was always Alberta bound at least 4 or 5 times, us sending pictures to everybody so they know exactly where we're going. But to be stepping up onto the stage and seeing just generations of people and family members still singing you back these songs, is that surprising to you? Or do you just know that this is a killer tune and they should be doing that?
No, it's insane, you know, and I you know, you guys just had a little bit of a large event there with the G-Man, you know, and I remember, you know, when I was just getting started in the music business, I'd sing at talent contests. And I thought to myself how cool that would be to be like Garth, you know, and he was like at the peak of the first round of everything that he was doing. And I thought if I could just like maybe sing The Dance and Friends in Low Places, maybe I'd win a contest or two. And so that's actually what I did. I did my best Garth impersonation, ended up getting a record deal, and it's crazy. Like since then, my life's just been insane. But no, you never take it for granted. You know, I remember, I mean, I'm never going to compare myself to Garth and what he's accomplished for not only for himself but also for this industry. It's just amazing. But I remember the night for the centennial at the Calgary Stampede, and I got to play every single night at the Stampede, and you know, we saw over 200,000 people in that week, and I played the last night. And they actually flew me in the air. They flew me in the air on this little disc, and you're like hovering like 90 feet in the air over people. And at the same time, Garth was on stage over at the Saddle Dome. And I remember I'm looking at the Saddle Dome and at the audience, and I'm thinking to myself, it doesn't get any better than this. Like, I'm getting to do the thing I always wanted to do. I'm swinging out over the audience like Garth does. And man, it's just been a special journey. And I just am so thankful to every person that's come out to a show.
I mean, it's wild too when you think about yourself being just a regular guy with a pretty abnormal job, but how do you wrap your head around it's you're doing this? Do you kind of separate personalities there? Like, are you completely off stage or good, or how does that work out?
Yeah, you know, for a long time it was two different things, and I would be like, okay, now it's the on stage and now it's the off stage. And what I started to realize is that just got really stressful, and so, you know, whenever someone notices me, like in the cheese aisle at Co-op, you know, or like whatever, I just take full advantage of it. Like, I'm just like, yeah, I'm Paul Brandt, let's hang out, you know. And what's really cool about it for me is that it doesn't matter where you go, you're making friends, and there's these barriers that come down, and so for me, it's just like every day is just a bonus, and yeah, it's been really, really cool. It's fun, and I just try and own it, you know. I just try and, you know, it's like, yeah, I sing for a living, and so what do you do, you know? And I love that part of it.
It's got to be pretty wild when you're at the grocery store and like some burly lumberjack guy just wants to come and give you a hug and just say,
dude, we're not gonna hug it out. No way. We are not hugging it out in the cheese aisle.
You're giving up your number constantly. Here, I'm Paul Brandt, take this. Yeah, call me anytime. Yeah. That's so cool. You know, we've seen such a circle of country music, and we have so much talent right now in Canadian country music. Is there anybody in your mind coming around while listening to a bunch, I would assume, is there anybody in your mind that really peaks up as somebody we should all be paying attention to too?
Oh man, that's a tough one. You know, there's a ton of incredible talent and great artists out there. I mean, I wouldn't say necessarily she's up and coming right now, because she's done incredible things in the industry, you know, already. But you know, I had the chance to work with Jess Moskaluk in the I'm an Open Road, and I still really, you know, believe that that Jess, like, today is one of the best country singers that we have in Canada. Her voice is just like a powerhouse and just over the top. And I think probably part of the problem, she's just way too humble. Like she just, if she would just like step up and own it a bit, she'd just probably rule the world. So I'm, as you can tell, a little bit of a huge fan of hers. But yeah, there's just so many great talents coming out. And I remember, like, when I was just getting started, you know, nobody had really gone down as a guy in the States and done anything, you know, as far as getting charted or anything like that, you know. And you know, it's people like her that, you know, again, we talked about Garth too, that like just like made the path come wide open and open those floodgates so that people from Canada could do what they're doing now, you know. And as I see that happening more and more with people, you know, taking that trip to Nashville, continuing to be proud about, you know, what's going on up here in Canada. You look at the Rec Laws and the great work that they're doing and just making waves, you know, the James Barker Band, like all these guys, like they're doing incredible work, you know, and it's at this level that just keeps getting higher and higher. So it's tough to pick. When I see somebody waving a Canadian flag, I'm just like, yeah, like, this is awesome. Like, way to go. We're representing on an international stage.
Well, it's amazing when you say that Garth was their absolute hero, because we've had the pleasure to talk to all those people, and your name gets brought up on the regular too. Yeah. So you are definitely an inspiration. And again, we cannot wait to get you back here at Edmonton. And it's just going to be a party. We're so excited. It's been just much long. I know we keep saying that, and the fact that it's coming down the plate in just a handful of days, we're just so pumped to see you.
I can't wait. I hope to hear everybody singing along. I know you Edmonton crazies can just go for it. You're awesome. So let's give her. Let's have some fun.
This is the only city where you can call us crazies, and we take that as an absolute compliment. Amazing.
So good.
But, we got to get you back to cutting some grass. I'd hate to take you away from that. So
yeah, back on the tractor.
It's a pleasure to meet you again. I'm so pumped to see you back here, and I just can't wait, man. It's going to be awesome.
Thanks. Have a good one.
You as well. Talk soon.